We're in Caherconlish. This is my site. There's up to 20 acres on the site, and it's 100% ash, planted in 1990. Approximately 20,000 ash plants, which I had to nurture for the first 4 to 5 years due to late spring frosts. Sometimes in May you get a spring frost, and which would kill off the leading bud, which would lead to a deformed tree if it wasn't corrected in time, which meant going to every plant, each of the 20,000, and picking the next straight bud and training the tree to grow straight, basically. I noticed the canopy disappearing about 5-6 years ago, and it just deteriorated hugely in the past 2 years. I was able to take some hurley butts out of it as part of the business plan I had for it, but 3 years ago the hurley maker refused to take any more of the hurley butts as they were stained on the inside. I originally decided to plant this section of the farm for economic reasons because it wasn't ideal for grazing or cutting hay, cutting silage for cattle, and trees seemed to be the next best option. Sheep wouldn't be suitable in this area. So I looked at planting spruce originally, as it would have given the best economic return. But following soil tests and experiments, the spruce failed the amount that we put in because of the amount of lime in the soil. We decided to plant ash, and at the time I could plant 100% of the area with ash trees, as they had a number of different income streams: firewood for the lower quality limbs and branches, and the lumber would have given a good return as planks, and some of the trees then would have been suitable for hurley butts. However, in the past 3 years, the hurley maker that was cutting the butts stopped taking them due to the staining in the centre of the butt, rendering the butts unsuitable for hurleys. At that stage, the canopy was disappearing. Lesions weren't obvious on all of the trees, but foresters that I asked to come and inspect the trees all agreed that it was suffering from cholera, which is the ash dieback. Right, so right now, the RUS as it stands at the moment is unsuitable. It's unworkable in common with previous RUS schemes that the department came up with. The undergrowth, which has arisen due to the canopy disappearing, is now up to 2 meters high, and contractors that I've asked to give me a quotation on clearing the site varied in their prices. 5,000 would have been the lower figure, and it went up from there. So the grant that the minister is proposing or is offering is 2,000 a hectare, which leaves me with a shortfall of 20 to 30,000 euros that I would have to spend out of my own pocket, or if I didn't have it, go to the bank manager and ask a bank manager to give me 30,000 that I'll never see a return on. So I don't think I will ever get that. My option at the moment is, if I don't replant it, is to leave it as it is. It's effectively a tree graveyard, and it will stay that way. I have no other option. If the department were serious about ash dieback, they need to work with real world figures. They have plucked a figure of 2,000 per hectare for clearing the sites. This is relevant now to mature sites. I'm not talking about 10 or 12-year-old sites, but on 30 to 35 to 40-year-old sites. It's a totally different matter. Huge costs involved. Timber is bigger. if the department would cover the costs of clearing the site directly with the contractors, that would be a help. Otherwise, they need to increase the clearance grant from 2,000 to 7,000 per hectare. Also the environmental payment should be paid up front instead of postponing it for up to 6 years. There also needs to be help and support, financial help, for establishing the new plantation. Because as you can see behind me, the briars and the gorse will come back. You know, you can clear it when you're planting it, but it'll take a lot of money, time and effort to keep that cleared until the plants are at such a stage as they can reach for the sky and grow themselves. So there's an ongoing cost which hasn't been taken into account by the department. But at the time I could walk through all of this, no problem, you know. When you have a canopy, you can walk through it because the undergrowth is kept down. You know, it won't grow, lack of light, you know. But now it just whooshes up, and it's out of control, and every year that passes, it gets worse.